All right. Well, I guess let's move on to our 2025-2026 predictions for the table. So we both have
Bro.
our own set of predictions. I guess we'll go one by one, starting from 20, make our way up, and we can kind of discuss each of them a little bit if you want. But
hmm
who have you got in at the 20 spot?
Um, so 20 spot, I mean, I have the three, getting promoted. I have the three getting relegated again. So
Really?
at the 20, I mean, I have Sunderland at the moment.
Okay. I went with Burnley. Um, I'll kind of tell you why. Scott
hmm
Parker, obviously managing there, has had one of the worst Premier League runs as a manager. I think he's like 51 losses and 31 wins or something. I think it's actually worse than that. But they haven't really bought anyone in. I mean, obviously they bought in those two Chelsea lads. They've got Kyle Walker coming in. Kyle Walker though
hmm
looks like an absolute liability. Um, James Trafford went to James Trafford went to City, didn't
Yeah, he's at City now.
he? Yeah, so that's a big outgoing. Um, but yeah, I think Burnley are going to really struggle. Um, See, I've got Sunderland all the way up in 18th
Oh,
because
okay.
they've spent like 100 million. I think it's like 99.3 million they've spent. So, there's some intention there. Like, yes, they did lose five of their last six games in the
hmm
championship, I believe. Um, got a lot of money going out for Joe Bellingham. I think that would have been sick to see Joe Bellingham come into the Prem, but I think he was
I agree.
always gonna. I think he was destined to
Fall.
follow in his brother's
Yeah,
footsteps.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, you're lucky we haven't said City's name yet. I think you'd shit a brick if we had them down here in 19th or 20th. But bringing in Grant Xhaka, who funny ass clip came out of him. He didn't even know where Sunderland was when he signed for them.
hmm You
So
saw that
obviously,
you saw that interview where they were asking like who are you excited to play with, and he's like the team.
yeah, I don't, doesn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Um, but they got a Dingra as well coming in. I think Dingra is going to be a really good signing. I think he's a proven prem. I don't even know how the hell they got him, to be honest. I don't know what he's thinking
Mhm.
going there. I guess he'll be there, kind of one of their main men. He'll have a sell-on clause if they get relegated, which they will.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I got Sunderland in 18th. I've actually gone with Wolves in 19th. I
Wolves in
think
19th.
I think they've lost their two best players. I
Yeah.
think Cunha going and Semedo going. Semedo going on a free too is criminal. Um, but I think they're going to really struggle. I think they
Okay.
struggled a lot last year. I don't know where they finished last year actually off the top of my head, but I've got them down there really struggling. Who do you have in 19th? Oh, you said you got the just the three that came out going down.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
getting like
Burnley,
more
Sunderland,
into it.
Leeds.
I have my fringe teams. Like I have Brentford. I have
I think
like
Brentford
you
are going
said,
to hurt. Yeah,
Wolves. I have a couple others that are right on the edge of that
yeah.
relegation zone. But yeah, at 19, I actually have Leeds. Um, I'm not overall impressed with the squad they've cut coming in, but I
I
could be
mean,
surprised.
they haven't really bought in anyone, but
Yeah,
they got 100 points in the championship, and that doesn't happen all that often.
yeah.
Um, so I think and Ellen Road, that place knows how to host Premier League games. It's one of the oldest stadiums, one of the original members of the Premier League. I think they will.
hmm
I think they'll hang on. I think it's going to be close, but if United could stay up last year, fucking Leeds can.
this is
Um,
this is true.
I think Sean Longstaff. I think he's a generational English talent. I think he'll be in probably not this next World Cup, but I think next Euros. I think we could see him coming out in the England team, especially with like Kane getting older, and that sort of English striker role is pretty weak at the moment. Um,
Yeah.
so 16th, who you got in, or who have you got in 17th?
At 17th, I actually have. Um, it's between
Y'all play along in the chat. Who you got at 16th or
it's
17th?
between I kind of have it at like Brentford or like Crystal Palace for me. I think
Okay.
I think I think they just continue to, lose talent. But I mean, Brentford lost Embuemo, obviously, who's you just I thought was a huge catalyst on
Yeah.
their side, and Wissa can only do so much on his own. So I have them dropping, quite a bit. But yeah, I have them at 16th.
Well, that's okay. I have them at 16th also. Yeah, I think losing Embuemo and Coyote is tough. Bringing in Jordan Henderson, gives them some experience.
Hmm.
Bringing in Kelleher, obviously ex-Liverpool keeper who had an absolute fucking mare in the Champions League final against Madrid, but I think he's solid. I think Keith Andrews knows what he's doing, knows how to kind of, well, I don't think he does know what he's doing. I think losing Thomas Frank and appointing Keith Andrews was a fucking crazy move. So I think they're going to really struggle. A little funny tidbit from the chat here. We got someone saying they've been a Man City fan since day one, and they were asked who their favorite City player was, and he said De Bruyne. So
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure how much longer he'll be there, but moving on to 15th.
yeah, I have. I mean, just with the rumors of Eze leaving, I have. I mean, Crystal Palace, like fair to them, every year they somehow find a way to just stay as a mid table team. But
Putting
I
FA
do.
Cup champions in 15th.
I just think if they do lose Eze and it's
Phil Foden,
solely
bad man.
Mateta and who after that, like Nketiah. They got a younger squad too. Like they have what's the young kid in the midfield that everyone kind of wants to. Um, I can't think of his
For
name at the
Palace,
moment.
you're talking about?
Yeah, for Palace. But yeah, I just if Eze does leave, I have them. I
Yeah,
have them falling.
I have them all the way up in 12th, but I have an asterisk by their name, and that asterisk is if Eze leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, you probably are right. Saka probably is Arsenal's best player. Um, yeah, I think one thing that's really interesting with Crystal Palace, though, is this whole fucking multi-club ownership bullshit that has them
Mhm.
potentially playing in the Conference League. I think that's
Yeah,
ridiculous and so unfair.
yeah.
It's like, why is
Even
Leon
I
not getting
was
kicked?
even I was a little bit annoyed. So like, correct me if I was wrong, but the reason we had qualified for Europa,
Yeah,
a year
but then,
ago,
but the
and
United
then
won that. Yeah,
United had beat um, Man City, and so they then pushed us down to the Conference League.
yeah,
Which did that
fucking ridiculous.
not the same thing happen? So they should be in Europa.
Yeah, it's because their owners also own Leon, and Leon are in the Europa League, so they
Okay.
can't have them in the same league. But I don't know why Leon. It's all up in the air right now.
Yeah. So
Hopefully,
no,
they get reinstated. They
nothing
deserve it
official
though.
yet.
No, well, they were officially kicked out, and then they appealed it, got back in, and now they're waiting another decision. So we'll kind of see what happens with that.
Okay.
But I put Everton in 15th.
That's who I have as well.
Um, just because they haven't. I mean, they brought in Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, which bless his
Hmm.
socks, he's a talented footballer, but he's not the type of player that's gonna you know
Yeah. I mean, he did.
be a
He did.
talisman.
I mean, he was player of the season for Leicester when they were in the the
I
championship.
completely
So
agree, Connor. That what has happened to them is criminal. Um, I think also Everton moving away from Goodison, going down to Bromley Moor Docks. Beautiful stadium, but I think like for the first five home games of the season are going to feel like away games. So I think they're going to get off to a terrible start. Um, 14th, who have you got?
14th, I have. This one was a tough one for me. This was I think I have. Mm, I think I ended up going here.
Between 14 and 11 to me, they're all interchangeable.
Yeah, I think I have. Not Brighton. I have maybe Fulham. Maybe Fulham at 14.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I don't think Fulham have bought in anybody yet, but they haven't
No,
sold anybody yet. So I think they're going to be right around where they were.
I
I
think
think they
I think
finished
they have a
13th
pretty.
last
I
year.
think they have a pretty good attack set up. And they have a great defender in Munoz, right? That's
Yeah.
his name. But yeah, I mean, seeing them slip to 10th last year when they were, at one point they were, in the running for Champions League. So um, yeah, I don't think I see them climbing out of that 11 to 14 range.
Then looking at the chat, Connor's got Brentford all the way down in 19th.
I think they're going to
I think
struggle.
it could
I think
happen.
yeah, I think they're going to struggle.
So he's got the three going down as Burnley, Brentford, Sunderland, and then Leeds staying up in 17th, and then Wolves 16, Everton 15.
Yeah.
Pretty damn similar to our lists.
hmm
But I went with West Ham in 14th.
West Ham in 14th.
Yeah, I think Graham Potter. I mean, obviously he came to Chelsea at a really shit time, but didn't even make it 6 months. Um, the only notable West Ham signing that I'd noticed, and the only reason I noticed him because he has a cool name, it's El Hadj Diouf, not the one that played for Wigan back in the day. There's a new one, a
Yeah.
Senegalese kid that has looked phenomenal for Senegal. Um, I think he's a left back, but really quick, really good with his feet. But I mean, that's not really going to do much, to be honest. And I had
hmm
Fulham in 13th. I think that's where they finished last year, so just
Yeah.
kind of think they're going to be where they were.
Yeah. I think that's the right
Um,
spot for that.
and then I had Palace in 12th. Again, it's got an asterisk next to it. All depends on what happens with
Mhm.
Eze. Haven't really brought anyone in.
Yeah, I had them at 15. Do you think that if losing Eze, do you think you put them kind of around that area, or do you think maybe a little
Yeah,
bit higher than that?
depends. I think it just depends. Like if Arsenal go quick, and but it doesn't seem like they are. If Arsenal make the signing happen quick and they get like the 60 million for him,
hmm
then I think they can reinvest that and they can probably bring in two, three players. And Palace do a good job of recruiting.
Yeah.
Um, but then moving on to 11th, I went with Bournemouth. Nothing's really happened at Bournemouth.
No.
I mean, they just stick 11 men behind the ball and hope for the best.
Took our boy Petrovic. So they'll
Dude,
be
I
solid.
will
They'll be
I
solid
will
in goal.
say though that preseason they looked fucking horrendous. I mean, I didn't watch the United game. I watched the highlights of it. Petrovic looked horrendous. I know
Did he?
Connor's a United fan, so you can maybe shed some light on your way you think Bournemouth are going to finish, Connor, after watching that game. But
hmm
from the highlights, it looked fucking ugly. I think it was like 4-0 or some shit. So,
I've got a.
um,
If we do have a Manchester United fan in the chat, then I definitely have to. That I'm surprised at the pull you guys have had this offseason. The
yeah,
people that you guys have gone out and got in your squad, from Cunha to Embuemo to Sesko to it's unbelievable.
yeah. We'll get on to that in a little bit as we can. We're gonna do a tier list for how we think each team's off season went.
hmm
Um, so we'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, the United name still means something.
Yeah.
Um, in 10th, Connor said that the preseason game was the worst team he's ever seen, and he watched a lot of United games last year, so he's seen some shit on the TV
Yeah,
screen before.
that's I guess low praise.
Yeah. Um, 10th, I went with Brighton. I think losing João Pedro and Adingra is going to really hurt. I
Yeah.
hadn't heard of any of the players they brought in. They brought in like three Greek players who were apparently really good. I just don't know enough about them to really give an opinion on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But listen to some journalists; they're pretty high on them, so I think they'll be fine. And I
Hmm.
think they're always fine. Good coach, good system. Who do you have in at the 10 spot?
No, yeah, same thing. That's who I have
Right.
there as well. Brighton. I think they still have, they still have ballers on that team. I mean, I don't think Matoma's rumored to be going anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, we saw what he did to us alone
Yeah.
um, last year. So, guy's good. But obviously, um, doesn't make a team just one guy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I have them kind of like that mid-table area.
Yeah. And then I have between fifth and ninth, I think is a complete crapshoot.
Hmm.
Um, but I went with nine, Manchester United. I
I
think,
have. Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. I think the United have done a great job of bringing in players, um, but I don't think they've done enough. Um, things obviously still quite a bit of the season to go, but we'll see.
Yeah,
But yeah, I had United nine. Who do you have in there?
I have Spurs. I have Spurs
You
here, and
Spurs. Okay.
I changed it. I had them actually higher um, with Sun, which is, I guess, strange because people were like, "Oh, but Sun's just not what he used to be." I was like, "But yeah, but even old Sun is incredible." But him leaving, I actually dropped them a couple of spots, and I have them at the nine.
Okay. Well, Connor's, as I said, is a United fan. He's got them at seven, so it feels like we're not too far off there.
Yeah.
Um, I think they could shock some people. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they
They
finished
went
fifth.
and got names. Like, don't get me wrong, they went and got
They
names.
did.
They went and got Kudus, who I messaged you a million times about. I thought Chelsea were rumored at one point to be going after him. I think he's the real deal.
Yeah, I
Getting
think Thomas
Paulinho
Frank is really good. Paulinho,
as
yeah.
well, that's
Vosovic,
huge. I mean, he's a boss in the midfield. I mean, he's been
who,
doing it for Bayern, and then we saw him do it in the Prem too. So
yeah.
um,
If he had got if they had got Gibbs White too, that
mhm.
would have been scary.
I did keep them around that nine just with the Madison injury. If he's out, I think that's gonna hurt tremendously for an extended period of time.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think
especially
I
with not
Brendan.
getting Gibbs White.
Yeah, that too. I still don't even really understand why that tanked. I think it was centered around medical.
No, it
But
was the fucking what's his name? The owner of Notts Forest came in and basically is paying him like Saudi wages for the next season so he wouldn't leave, which is just madness.
he's the new Dini.
Who'd you go for at eight?
Eight, I have Forest.
I have
Um,
Forest as well.
yeah, I think
Keeping Gibbs White was
um,
huge.
I think losing Alanga was
Alanga's tough.
yeah is just I think they're gonna struggle.
Chris Wood, I think Chris Wood, they've got a really solid striker, kind of
Yeah.
built for the Prem, built for their play style. Like he'll score 15 goals, no doubt about it.
Hmm.
Um, six, I had Spurs in at six, just because I think I like Thomas Frank. I like the additions they've made. I think their squad was a lot better last year. I think they got kind of derailed by injuries. They won a European Cup. Granted,
Hmm.
not the European Cup, but they did win a European Cup. Um, I think stretching them across the Champions League, I think that could be a big to their detriment because as a shallow squad already, I think it's going to be tough to play those extra games.
Mhm.
Fifth, who'd you go for? This is kind of the nitty gritty of it now.
Yeah. So fifth, and I'm kind of here. Go ahead with yours because I'm kind of rebuilding my top five here.
I went with Villa.
You want Villa?
Yeah, haven't lost anyone, haven't brought anyone in. It's going to be the same team, but I think it's a good team.
I did see that they're utilizing the German guy Fulkrug in preseason. I didn't think
Okay.
he got it. Yeah, I didn't think he got a good enough shot last year. Kind of rode the bench a lot. I think he's a good
I mean,
decent striker.
I think that that's that kind of set striker though with Ollie Watkins and
Hmm.
Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Again, though,
you could
could we
play around
see?
with Watkins even playing behind a striker too
Yeah,
though in kind of a 10
we we
position.
we could also see one of those players leave.
Yeah,
Again, with Newcastle like out there going crazy.
I know Morgan Rogers is always like he has rumors
I wanted
galore
him.
surrounded him.
I wanted him bad, but the asking
Mhm.
price was ridiculous. His wage demands were ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um, we glossed over it, but I got Newcastle in seventh. Um,
Newcastle. I have them at six.
I just think that, like, I mean, again, they haven't really lost anyone, but we're going to talk about it more in the ranking section. But I think this is
Yeah,
the worst transfer window I've ever seen.
really.
Um, yeah, who do you have in the four?
Let's see. I have at the four. I either
Yep.
have us. I have either us going at the four or City,
Okay.
and I think I have us at the four. I think it's another year of just qualifying for Champions League. I don't think we put too much stock in saying that we're a contender, but I think we're a solid four here.
Okay, so I've gone out on a limb and I put Arsenal in the four.
I don't hate that. I
I
I, I
think
really
that everyone
I
that
had
didn't
them.
get Gyökeres is so fucking lucky. I think he's going to get eaten alive in the Prem. This could be a Rory level bad take, like his Holland take, where he said Holland wasn't going to get more than 10 goals and he got 36. This could be a bad take like that, but
Hey, but if you're right, you're gonna look like a genius.
absolutely. Chat and clip that. Um, but yeah, I got Arsenal in fourth. I think they've done all right. You know, Madueke is just a strange one for 56 mil when they could have
It's
got Eze for that same
especially,
price.
I mean, especially if you have Saka. Like, what's the logic here? I mean, you're paying a guy starting wages,
Yeah,
and he's not going to start unless you're playing him off the left. But you got Martinelli, so what's going on there? It's that long-standing joke that just Arsenal loves a good Chelsea
yeah,
player on his way out.
yeah. They're like fucking trash collectors. They just come around to Stamford Bridge or Cobham and clean up our shit for us.
No,
So some
exactly.
comments in the chat. We've got an Arsenal fan obviously disagreeing with that call for them at fourth. Connor saying that he thinks it's very easy to score in the Portuguese league, but the numbers are still insane, which I completely agree with. The numbers are insane, and he did it in the Champions League too. So I don't know if I'm just putting too much stock on things that
Yeah. No, I
aren't
mean,
proven.
I'm not gonna, completely disagree with Matt here, but like just to kind of credit, I guess, Arsenal fans is I do think you've gone out and gotten good signings. Like I think Zubamendi is a
I think
great
Zubamendi's
signing
quality. Yeah,
for Arsenal. But again, it's just with Partey going out, that makes sense. When that
he's a fucking
first
rapist. So
Yeah, no, exactly. Before that came out and you guys signed him, I was like, I guess yeah, Partey doesn't exist anymore. But no, I think Zubamendi is a great signing. We saw Nani play on the left, and we saw hints of him playing well on the left. But
yeah,
yeah, we can get more into that on the ranking
yeah.
tier
And
list. But
I had Chelsea in at three. I don't
Chelsea in a
think
three.
I don't think we're in position to challenge for it. I think Liverpool have just got too much depth, and they're gonna do what they did last year. I think they're gonna run away with it again.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think anyone saw them signing the caliber players
no,
and the amount of caliber players they did. I mean,
yeah,
reloading at the fullback positions like they did is just still
yeah.
insane to
I
me.
think Frimpong is gonna be quality.
Yeah, and then
Um,
your boy from Bournemouth, Kirkez,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
he's unbelievable.
Words obviously coming in. If Isak goes there, Isak and Ekatike, I mean
Yeah,
that
I
team's
mean,
just ridiculous.
anyone who thinks Isak won't work at Liverpool is just in
Yeah,
denial.
that dude would work anywhere.
Yeah,
Obviously, Arsenal missed out on their biggest signing of the year, the most expensive goalkeeper of all time, Kepa Arrizabalaga. You know, fucking waste man he was.
yeah.
But yeah, so obviously I got Liverpool in at the one, and then City in at the two.
Okay,
The only reason,
I have Arsenal City
the
flopped.
only
I
reason
have
I'm high on City is because they
mhm,
have last year's Ballon d'Or winner coming back completely healthy again. I think that changes so much for them. I think Rodri coming back in is insane. I think Nico O'Reilly will be a really good signing.
mhm.
Oscar Bob coming of age, bringing in Trafford, obviously to replace Edison, who was getting a bit old. I think they'll rebound really well.
Yeah. No,
But
I think Trafford's the real deal.
are you in
I think
consensus
he
that
was phenomenal. I think he's the next England
yeah,
goalkeeper. Yeah, it's
I think he could be
that's a no brainer.
I think he could be England's number one next summer.
Hmm. I did put City three though, and Arsenal again
Yeah.
um, at the two, but totally open to that being flipped as well.
Phil Foden is back too. I don't think Phil Foden ever really left. He got dropped.
Yeah, I mean
He was
he's just kind of ghosted ever since Euros.
Yeah. Again, I think Rodri probably will bring him back to life a bit more. I think Rodri doesn't get
Yeah,
nearly enough credit for his distribution.
no,
So I
that's.
think he
I mean,
unlocks a lot of other people's potential.
at one point, I mean, when Rodri plays, everyone's like, "Oh, Man City's the best team in the world." They're up there with like Real Madrid and Barcelona. Rodri doesn't play, and all of a sudden, there's like, are they even that like top three? Are they even that good? And we have them question like, you know, are they even going
Yeah.
to be contenders this year? But yeah, I agree with you that Rodri does bring a level of of class to that team.
Okay. And then finally, for the Golden Boot, who do you think's getting that?
I like um, if Isak goes to Liverpool. I do like Isak. Um, I think it's going to be Isak or Holland.
Yeah, I got Holland in there.
Yeah, I don't think it's like super like crazy. I don't think there's a winger that's necessarily gonna go
No.
get it. Obviously Salah had a great year. I just think that's gonna be really hard to
Yeah.
um, duplicate, but obviously could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's Isak or Holland.
Golden Glove.
Golden Glove. Um, I have no clue. I mean, I'm not even gonna say a city goalkeeper here. I don't think David Raya is anything special, actually. Um,
Yeah, he's just got those two centre backs, Saliba and Gabriel, are
yeah,
insane.
I think they're the best in the biz as far as a duo goes.
Yeah.
I think they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Allison is just it's such a shout. I mean,
I put Allison in there. I think Liverpool are just going to be so dominant.
they have like questions. Obviously, you have Virgil, but they don't know like really what they're gonna do at that other center back position, especially with Konate either rumored to be going this year or next year. But obviously, if Konate stays, the two of them, It's
Yeah.
it's a good defense, even just with the fullbacks as well, with Frimpong and Carquez. It's it's upgraded from last year when it was Robertson and Trent, I think.
Yeah. Do we have any opinions in chat on who we think is going to get Golden Boot or Golden Glove? Anything different than what we've said? While y'all answer that, I'm going to switch over and we're